everyone. Welcome to the Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy Holistic Transformation Podcast. I'm the host, Dr. Beverly. 2 weeks ago, I talked about the fire element, and there's 5 elements in both TCM, traditional Chinese medicine. There's 5, and there are 5 in Ayurvedic medicine, which is based on the Vedas. So in Chinese medicine, it's fire, earth, metal, water, and wood. And in Ayurvedic, it's fire, earth, air, metal, and ether. And we used to have 5 elements in the West, and they got rid of one. So for 2 weeks ago, I talked about fire. Today, I'm going to talk about earth. And next week, I'll talk about air or metal, and then I'll talk about water, and then I'll talk about wood or ether. So let's talk a little bit about earth. So earth is a very important element, and a lot of people have a lot of earth element. You can tell by their structure. They have a square face and a square palm, like I'm an earth element. I have a square palm, and my fingers are shorter than the palm of my hand. So that's how you can tell earth element people. So you have all 5 elements as part of yourself. You have your physical can be 1, 2, 3 of those elements that are dominant. In Ayurvedic medicine, they pair them up. So earth could be paired with water, and that would be a kapha. But sometimes you'll have a pitta, which is fire and water, but you may have, because I'm considered a pitta, but when I take the tests, I have a lot of pitta, earth, and water. So you're not, in a pigeonhole box. But when you know what your element is, you know what's going to break first. You know where you need to do a lot of self-care in order to stay healthy, both physically, emotionally, mentally, and so forth, and where you need to work spiritually. So with the earth element, one of the things that we can use earth element meditations for is depression. So a lot of times people who have the lower functioning of earth can become depressed. They can lose hope. They don't want to move forward anymore. They don't even want to get out of bed. And so if you have any of those feelings, then doing earth type meditations will help. So some of the things that are really good for earth meditations are prayer, any kind of prayer, power animals, if you have a power animal, working with spirit guides, angels, whatever you believe in, interdimensional beings. I mean, whatever it is that you believe in your system and want to work on, they can help you and guide you and tell you what you need. Maybe you need to change your diet. Maybe you need more fun in your life. Maybe you need exercise. Maybe you just need more sunlight. I mean, there's many, many reasons why this can happen. In TCM, we associate the earth element with the spleen and the stomach. And this can be confusing because some of the attributes they give for the spleen, you go, that's not what the spleen does. Well, they don't talk about the glands in TCM, but if you know about the pancreas, all of a sudden you understand the spleen, because a great deal of what they attribute the spleen to is really the work of the pancreas. So the stomach does not like cold. So if you go out to lunch with an acupuncturist, they'll say water, no ice, because we don't do cold. The stomach doesn't like cold. So even on a hot day, we don't do cold. Now, on a hot day, I might do cool. So I might take a little bit of ice and put it in the water just to cool it down a little bit, because I'm in Arizona. Right now, our pool is at 85 without heating it. My community's pool, I don't have a pool. So it gets pretty hot here. Like today, it's going to be over 100 degrees. So you don't want to drink warm water. I don't generally drink hot tea in the summer because I'm already hot. Why would I want to drink something warm and warm me up even more? Although some people say if you're hot and you drink something hot, your body will cool you down. Yeah, it does that by sweating. So it's up to you if you want hot or cold, but staying away from really cold beverages is good for the stomach. And that's why first thing in the morning, something warm in the stomach is good. I think that's why a lot of people drink coffee, which actually isn't good for you at all. Um, we won't go into that. That's a whole separate lecture on coffee and the damage it does. But just warm water first thing in the morning is really good for the stomach. It primes the pump. The spleen, the thing that spleen stomach like is a little bit of sweetness, like a piece of fruit or some lemon in your water. But when you have excess sweetness, that damages the spleen. And what damages the pancreas? Excess sugar, glucose in the blood. So they always talk about, oh, it's insulin, insulin. No, the problem isn't the insulin, the problem is the sugar. So you need to get all that sugar out of your diet. Otherwise, it damages the spleen. So when you damage the spleen, then it can affect your emotions. So it goes both ways. So if for whatever reason, life events, something causes you to be depressed, that can damage the spleen and stomach, cause digestive issues. But it's the other way around. Excess sugar can now go and damage the spleen, stomach / pancreas, which is why people become diabetic. So that's how we can use the earth element for managing our health, understanding our health, how to do self-care for the spleen and stomach. It means cutting back on sweets. It means fruit is okay, but not excessive fruit. There's an ex-president's wife, I won't name her because it might trigger people, but I heard she eats 10 pieces of fruit a day. Well, she does have a nice figure, but 10 pieces of fruit, this is not good for it's just way too much sugar, and all fruit has fructose in it, and the body really can't process fructose very well. So that starts to hurt your liver. And after a while, you'll get what's called non-alcoholic fatty liver. So that's not a good thing. So you want to be careful with the fruit and eliminate especially granulated sugar. It's very, very toxic. It's addictive. It's terrible for the body. And do your daily meditations. So I do have a free program called Om for Success. It's completely free. There's no sales in it. At the end, I'm not going to ask you to buy anything. It's information that I sold, that I taught for over 30 years. And now I'm going to be teaching more advanced stuff. So the stuff I was teaching, I'm just giving it away because I want everybody to meditate. So if you have fire issues or you have earth issues, just go to elmforsuccess.com, you sign up, you'll be sent an email with a number code for you. And you can either go to DB Enlightenment Academy.com, DBEnlightenmentacademy.com. And that will be the web version. You create a login ID, which is free and we don't spam you. And then it says unlock code, put that number in there. And then you go under course menu and select for Success. And you will get one class a day, which is like 2 to 5 minutes. It's very quick. And then homework. So you do the work whatever time you want, and you log in whenever you want. Now that's the web version. So you have to work on a browser and a computer. If you have a smartphone and you prefer an app, then you can go to Dancing Bear Enlightenment Academy.com. And there's some tabs at the top, and one of them says app. So you click on the app tab, And there's two codes. One of them's for an Apple and one of them is for an Android. You click on that and it's the same process. You create a login ID, you enter the unlock code, that number you get. So click on unlock code, enter that, and then under the hamburger menu, the little lines over on the left on top, click on that, go down to courses, click on that, select Home for Success, and you'll get a 30-day program, one day at a time. And at the end of the 30 days, a week later, you will get a webinar. And the webinar is an overview of the 5 elements. So first we need to get you meditating, and we will show you all kinds of different types of meditation so that you know what to do when you need help. So if you say, well, I don't want to sit there and go Om, well, don't sit there and go Om. There's many other ways to meditate. If you want to walk, if you want to stand, if you want to lay down, whatever, there's many, many types, and you're going to learn those in the 30 days and when and how to use them. Then you're going to get the webinar, which gives you a nice overview. And then there's a 6-week masterclass. It's all included. So you wait a week after the 30 days and you get the webinar. And then each week after that, you will get one of the 6 weeks of classes. So you say, well, why do I have to wait a week? Well, because you have homework. So the webinar is only about 45 minutes. The classes are a little bit longer, and I do a deep dive into each element, how to recognize the physical features, how to recognize the emotional aspects, how to work on yourself, what to do, what's the science behind it. So I give you all the science. What are the Platonic solids associated with each? You will get all of that information. And again, it's free. So just go and sign in, homeforsuccess.com. And so 2 weeks ago, we did fire. I just shared earth with you. And next week, we will do water or metal. I'm sorry, air or metal. You'd think I was new at this. Oh, well, I'm a little dyslexic, so I mix up my words sometimes. So next week is air or metal. Okay, so we will see you next week. And remember to be the light you want to see in the world.